Greetings, friends, and welcome to Captain Samuel's Laser Hazard Classes. The FDA recognizes 4 major hazard classes, 1 to 4, of lasers, including 3 subclasses, 2A, 3A, and 3B. The higher the class, the more powerful the laser is, and the greater the potential to pose serious injury if used improperly. The labeling for classes 2 through 4 must include a warning symbol that states the class and the output power of the product. Roughly equivalent IEC classes are included for products labeled under the classification system of the International Electrotechnical Commission. And this is from the OSHA website on laser products and instruments. Happy Women's History Month! Today we're looking at The Crystal Singer by Anne McCaffrey. It was originally a series of short stories in the Continuum book series, and then in 1982 it was expanded into a novel with additional content added. It's science fiction. So, humanity has spread to other planets in the future and become regimented. And Kilashandra Ree is a young woman classified as a music student, and her dream is to become a solo opera singer. She spent 10 years preparing for this role, but during her big audition, she's told she has an uncorrectable vocal flaw. She's offered other musical positions, such as being a member of a chorus, but that is not good enough for her. She will be the best or nothing. She packs her bags, runs away from the music school, and wanders around her home planet of Fuerte. She meets a rich, handsome, charismatic man on vacation from his job mining crystal by singing to it on the planet Ballybran. She hangs out with this guy on vacation and accompanies him back to Ballybran and applies to be a crystal singer. The book follows her journey to sing crystal, become powerful, get rich, and become renowned, moving from her time as a crystal mining student, her initial forays onto Ballybran's surface, and her rise to political power within the guild, and experiences with a rare and unique black crystal. And the black crystal is used for faster-than-light communications systems. Okay, so what did I like or not like about this book? Well, Kilashandra isn't a likable character, but I enjoyed reading about her. She's arrogant, self-centered, rigid, has a fragile sense of self, ambitious, bold, and sexually promiscuous, sometimes using her sexuality as a tool to get what she wants, other times just having sex because it's fun. So she really reads like the 1960s liberated style of woman. And I thought she was a unique character, and I liked reading about her adventures and what she was getting up to. I also enjoyed the premise of crystal mining by singing to it, and the idea that the experience is so beautiful and profound and addictive that it makes a person rich while also driving them insane. I thought that was a cool juxtaposition. And when the story was actually making progress, I loved what I was reading. This was an interesting tale of a flawed, fascinating character in a beautiful, flawed world. However, despite all that great stuff, I stopped reading this book word for word halfway through and skimmed the second half of the book because, oh my god, the fluff and extraneous detail. So earlier I mentioned that this book was expanded from 4 short stories into a novel, and I could tell. The majority of this book is descriptions of Kilashandra ordering something to eat, her eating it, her taking a bath, and other mundane details. The narrative was also bogged down by pages and pages of literal encyclopedia entries. I do not like that. I want the story and the characters to tell me about the world through events, not literal textbook entries. And so much of this book was the minutiae of crystal mining, how it works, the danger, the various types of profitable versus unprofitable crystal, all told in a dry way. And as a result, reading this book felt like reading an OSHA training manual to a real job crystal mining. So, unfortunately, the great story here is buried under all this extraneous detail and fluff. It started out 5 stars for me, but crashed all the way down to 2 stars out of 5. And I don't recommend it. What I do recommend is seeing if you can get your hands on Continuum Volume 1 through 4, edited by Roger Elwood, because that's where her original Crystal Singer short stories are, and I suspect that her original short stories are concise and therefore a lot better for it. So I would try Anne McCaffrey again, but not any of her honkin' thick novels because I'm wary of them and all the extraneous detail and fluff. I would try some of her short stories, like the aforementioned stories in the Continuum books, and I also have a short story collection of her work called Get Off the Unicorn, so I would give that a try. Anyway, that's my thoughts on The Crystal Singer. Thanks for watching. Hope you're doing well.